Hey everybody, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm using my phone camera. I hope this doesn't suck too bad. Um, and I'm doing something a little different, and I wanted a little bit more mobile camera than my webcam. What I'm doing right now is actually rigging up a new system for my webcam to be over the workbench. And I don't even want to show you the thing that I had rigged up before to hold it. But let's just say I just used whatever I had around the shop to make that work. And when I realized that it was actually working out for me, I decided to make something a little bit more permanent and a little bit nicer. So this is what I came up with. This is a series of 3 PVC pipes. I've got half-inch, 3/4, and 1 inch, right? And then on either end, I've got a little T connector. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut a couple of channels into the 1 inch and the 3/4. Not all the way through, obviously, more like slots. And then what's going to happen is I'll be able to put these clamps on, and those will hopefully hold these in place so they won't slide. And then I can have this telescoping adjustable rig. And then the larger end is going to be mounted to the ceiling utilizing these. And the small end is just going to be where I hang my webcam. And I decided to go with a T connector. It's really gonna clamp here and face down, but I thought there might be a time when I want to hook it up to the side or left or right or whatever. Who knows? By the way, that's gasoline. That's not pee. Um, I've been doing some work on my four-wheeler, so yeah, don't be overly concerned about that. Yeah. So first thing I'm going to do is I just wanted to take some tape. I'm going to wrap it around here because that's about the right size. I'm going to wrap it around so that I have a guide for where I want to cut my channel. And so I'm going to do that here and here. I'm going to cut my channel with a razor saw, and then I'll come back and show you how that worked out. All right, so there it is for that's the big cut and the little cut. And I think in general it works better on this one. I think it's just because the clamp likes to go around the larger one more than it likes to go around uh, the smaller one. But it works. It does the job. I mean, the whole idea is that this keeps the next tube from falling out on its own. And it is definitely doing that job, and it's just doing it better on this side, which is fine. The camera weighs almost nothing. The only thing that's going to be an issue is if I get a heavy camera and I want to try and utilize this rig. For that, I'm going to have to come up with a better clamping system, but that's okay. What was interesting is that this stuff cuts really easy, a lot easier than I was expecting. In fact, I cut off too much of the smaller pipe accidentally, and so I had to start over. So that one's a little shorter than it was initially. And I ended up just doing it with an X-Acto knife of all things, if you can believe it. Just kind of, the nice thing about that is it means I could kind of plunge right into it and just, cut a slot there, and then cut a longer slot here and here, and then another slot, and just, pull out the piece. So at this point now, I'm going to try and mount the thing, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all hooked up. So I'll be back. So this is the camera mounted to the rig. Of course, then we're looking down over the workbench. I'm going to be doing this as an Constitution class starship, and I'll be doing that in the next couple of days, and I'll be using the new rig. Now here's the interesting thing. I found actually a smaller clamp that works better on this, and one of the things I was concerned about is, well, you know, what am I going to do when I'm not recording and I don't necessarily want this thing hanging there all the time? Well, I did this. And it hangs from the ceiling, completely out of the way of the workbench. So that's kind of cool. And I wasn't really planning to do that. There's it hanging up there. It's still kind of, the whole thing is very MacGyvered, you know. This is not a professional system, but it'll get the job done, and I can put it away when I'm not using it. So yeah, so there we go. And I think I'm going to go now. I've done all I can do here, and hey, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.